back. We're playing through chapter 6 of Arcade Spirits. Continuing the playthrough. I hope the music is okay. I don't know. I don't want it to be too much, but I when I watched last stream back, I realized you can't really hear it, and it's really good music. So I wanted to, be able to hear it. So I hope that's a good balance. I do have to get set up on Twitch over here. I have a tablet beside me so I can keep an eye on the chat. No, that's not what I want. Stream manager. There we go. Okay, yeah. But yes, we should be good to go. But yeah, we're playing through Arcade Spirits. You can go find it on itch.io and Steam. I believe it's still on sale for like 90% off, which is crazy. So if you want to get it for yourself, if you want to explore some of the romance options, I highly recommend it. But yeah, I'm very excited, and I think we'll just dive right back in. Level 6. Hit the lever. Wrong lever! It is the future year 20XX, and my dream has come true. Okay, let's be honest. If you asked me 2 months ago if my dream involved being the event coordinator at a video arcade, I'd have just kind of stared at you funny. Even now, it sounds ridiculous. But it's true. I'm here. I'm successful. I'm happy. And this is my dream. Oh, we're finally smiling. Ever since Funplex Rising, business has been booming. The Funplex is packed with players day in, day out. Kids, teens, the college crowd, nostalgic ones looking for old games they remember. I've run 3 events so far. We started rotating our games out of storage and into play to keep things fresh. The high scoreboards are constantly shifting. In fact, things are going so well. Gavin's hinted that maybe we should start looking into a second location. But this will always be home. Seeing the smiles on coworkers and gamers alike, watching my friends laugh and play in good spirits, that's working for me, and it's bringing me joy in turn. I won't argue why. In fact, I barely understand why. But I'm happy, and that's better than I've been in years of going with the flow. Going with the flow never brought me this much enjoyment. I'd say by this point, I've soundly broken the family curse. Maybe everything doesn't have to fall apart from under me. Maybe I can just be happy. Maybe this is where I'm meant to be. Sign here, please. Huh? A bicycle messenger nudges a slim envelope my way again, trying to catch my attention. I'm snapped out of my happy little trance immediately. Oh, right, no problem. After jotting down my signature, he drops off the envelope and heads right out the door. No time for Moopy or around a pinball, it seems. Liveries to make. Curious, I open it up. Cora Endrit, you are cordially invited to dine and discuss business matters at Deco's Palace with CEO Deco Nami. Meeting time will be 7 in the evening sharp. You may bring a guest of your choosing. Free Royal Value swipe card available for enjoyment of games prior to meeting. What? I read through it a few more times, trying to parse all of the curly cues and swirls and swooshes, although that doesn't clear my confusion of the whole matter. Soon, Francine looks up from her knitting, curious about the letter as well, although she seems to already have an idea of what it says. I suppose it's about that time, isn't it? Huh?
Oh, dear.
Time for that fellow to make another attempt at wooing me. Double, huh? Rather, at wooing my beloved Funplex. Let me guess. Deco Nami of Deco's Palace sent you a fancy invitation with all sorts of fancy writing. That's accurate, yes? It's not the first time. He invited my dear Frederick and I over in Oh, sorry. Microphone's falling over. Okay. In 1980X to talk about selling the Funplex, and we turned him down flat. Then in 1990X, when the home game consoles were poised to take back the arcade crowd, he suggested we sell. We turned him down. Now it's 20XX and he's at it again. A gentleman would know when to quit, but he's got tenacity and can't fault him for that. Why would a big-time arcade operator like Deco Nami care that much about us? We're small-time. No offense. Come now, if anyone should be offended, it's you, calling yourself small-time. Cora, dear, you've put in so much work to make my little arcade soar. I bet that's why he's knocking down our door again. We're thriving, and that's luring him back in. Like... Gruyere cheese in the mousetrap. So wait, are we the cheese or the trap?
My oh my.
That depends on how clever you are, my dear. Right, so I'm the cheese, although I prefer to be a nice mozzarella. Cheese types aside, do you want me to ignore the invite then? Oh, heavens no. Contrary to what people say about the fellow, he's very much a man of his word. I always accept his invitation, always hear him out. It's only fair and proper. I thought he was like the arcade scene's greatest evildoer.
Let's be sensible.
That's a bit grandiose, no? Certainly plenty of rumors of questionable methods abound, but that's all they are, rumors. Politeness should be met with politeness. That's how you conduct proper business, and that's what the Funplex is all about. Check and see my stats. Okay, I guess we're taking Teo with us. Francine moves to rise from her seat near the ticket desk, but pauses, leaning heavily on the glass countertop while looking strained. I move to help, but she waves me away and sits back down. Oh, don't worry about little old me. I just stood up too quickly, that's all. Just out of breath. But, Cora, I think it's best if you go, in my stead. Me? Let's be serious now. These old bones aren't as spry as they once were. And I think you'd have a good time there. Well, an interesting time at any rate. You can count on me. I'll represent the Funplex. Say no more. I'd be happy to represent the Funplex with dignity. Good, good. But remember, offer only as much respect as you are given. If he should be uncouth, you have my permission to be uncouth as well. There are many exploiters and users in this industry, and undoubtedly Dekonami ranks in their number. So smile if he smiles, but use caution. So go in there and turn him down. Got it. The slowness of response is a bit concerning. I trust you to make the right decision for everyone. Which is to not sell the Funplex, right?
I don't feel that's my call to make anymore, dear. Maybe you haven't noticed, but I spend most of my time at home these days. Or napping. Or napping at home. The Funplex isn't really about me. Not anymore. It's so much more than Francine's Arcade Funplex now. It's about you. It's about your co-workers. It's about all our regulars. You've made me realize that. And I'm thankful.
You know what, this is your dream as well as mine. You're the one that started this place, Francine. You had a dream of a place where people can have fun, relax, make friends. I feel like even entertaining the idea of selling it is, well, feels wrong. Disrespectful to you and your dream. Oh, you're a peach, dear. But times were always changing. I'm an old fuddy-duddy stuck in our ways. Maybe the time has come to change how the Funplex does things. We're almost back to the heyday of 1980X, thanks to the changes you've made. So I won't say you can't decide to sell. If it's a change you think we need, do it. Oh, please keep an open mind. Francine sighs deeply, looking more tired than usual. It's only afternoon and I'm already worn out. Haven't even done anything but sit here and knit all day. Knitting takes a lot of concentration, that's not nothing. If you're feeling pooped, you can take a few days off. Go home and get some rest. All the same, I'd rather come in for work tomorrow. Even if there's little work for me to do. I love being here. This is my true home. And yet, you want me to keep an open mind about this deal?
Like I've told you, life can be a difficult series of trade-offs. What I want and what it should be are often different things. I'm relying on you to do right by everyone I love. If selling is in their best interest to keep this dream going, so be it. No matter what you decide. I'm proud of you. I knew there was something special about you when I hired you to replace my grandson.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You are the brightest spirit at the Funplex. And while we may not be blood, I'm happy to consider you part of my family.
Oh. You're the grandma I never had, Francine. I never knew my grandmothers. Either of them. They died when I was really young. I feel like you filled that role. You've become the grandmother I never had, Miss Francine. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love you. I love you, Francine. I'm sure nothing bad is going to happen to you. Welcome home, Cora. You'll always be welcome here. With another deep sigh, Francine eases herself out of her chair. Now, I think I'll take your suggestion and head on home. Well, for today, anyway. I'll be here bright and early in the morning to hear how things went with Mr. Nami. I know you'll make the right decision. Good night, Cora. Be well. Make the right decision. Okay. You know what? I'll leave my options open and hear them out. This is weird. Seriously weird. All this work, all this effort, finally finding my dream, as strange as that sounds, and I need to consider dumping it all? But, well, maybe it's not selling out. I haven't actually heard Deco Nami's proposal yet, and if we somehow could partner with him on our own terms, that might be what we need to push Funplex over the top and placate a rival. We'd be the sister boutique to his department store. Still, I'm not willing to say one way or another. Not yet. We'll see. Now, who do I want to take as my +1? Okay, so the logical answer would be Gavin. But we also need to bond with Teo, so... Beep beep, Cora. Yeah? You want to come as my date? I'm your girl Friday, but I'm afraid you're not my type. My type being a USB compatible, of course. I sense you were in a state of deep ponderance and wanting help. You're thinking of who to take to the meeting? Yeah, I guess. We will take Teo to bond with him. Kevin's not going to be happy, but that's okay. That's okay. As usual, Teo's by Showtime stage. He spent the whole day training a new dance recruit, someone I haven't seen before. Teo's been bringing in a lot of new people, actually, and once they finish the song, I wait for him to join me. Another newbie to join the crew? Very observant, Cora. You've been doing an excellent job of getting people here, which is exactly why I need your help on something. Oh, I'm down to help you anytime. What's up? I know you're not exactly an employee of the Funplex, but you've got a talent for talking to people, and paired with your positive nature, you'd be the best. Basically, Deco Nami wants to meet with me to discuss business venture. Hopefully a mutually beneficial one, but who knows what could happen. Deco's Palace definitely has a more extensive selection of import rhythm games, even if they lack the common joystick games. They're able to afford shipping them directly here rather than waiting for the cabinets to be manufactured here. But they also don't spend the time cultivating the culture around those games or the upkeep it takes to keep those things working perfectly. Naomi's truly spoiled us with never having to wait long for an arrow or drum to work properly. Overall, it's not my type of atmosphere, but I can't deny the good he's done for the genre. Some of the games you can't find anywhere else for 100 miles. That's exactly why I wanted your opinion. You've got an open and honest mind about the whole thing. I'm always happy to help in any way I can, even if I'm not much of a business negotiator. And I get to spend time with my good friends, so it's win-win. There we go. Just let me know when you're ready. I'll be at my usual spot. Don't make a big deal of this. Don't make a big deal of this. Don't make a big deal of this. We go in there, study how the place works, then make an informed decision. One way or another, the Funplex will be just fine. It's gonna be fine. Everything is fine. Teo offers to drive us across town to Deco's Palace. Contrary to the talk we had before, we don't exchange many words. I'm deep in thought, running over the possibilities of what could happen, and I can't shake this feeling. Something's off. Even looking at the glowing neon temple in the distance, my stomach knots and I feel uneasy. When we finally pull up, valet takes the car, and glitzy, blinking lights blind our eyes. Hesitantly, I look toward Teo. The smile reassures me enough to continue onwards. This is for me, my friends, and the Funplex. I got this. I pause momentarily, inhaling the cool air around me, and then open the door. Deco's Palace. I've actually been here before. I think my 6th birthday party was here. I barely remember it, but I think I had fun. Maybe. I had my 6th birthday? It was either 6th or 7th. I think 6 was in a bowling alley. It reminds me of this. But on entering it as an adult, my first reaction is, boy, is that a weird smell. A mix of chicken grease, beer, and sweaty kids. Ugh. Worse. The second reaction is, Jesus, it noisy. Visually noisy and sound type noisy. All the chaos of Vegas casino, a jumble of lights and bells and whiz bangs. Once we acclimate to the new environment, we're escorted in and given VIP royal value swipe cards. No tokens, no quarters, just a card of indeterminate points to spend. We've got a little over an hour to kill before the meeting. Time to see what's what at the palace. Oh wow, I forgot how overstimulating this place can be. There's so much to do and so little time to see it all. They've got an entire section of rhythm games, racing games, and fighting games. What a waste to not want to invest in these great arcade communities. You know what? Have you tried to hold... we'll do the safe option. If there is anything I've learned from being an event manager at the Funplex, is that the community is the glue that holds the arcade together. Those words are music to my ears, Cora. I'm so happy you've supported my crew this far in our events. If you end up going with Deco's proposal, you have to promise to keep the communities happy. I promise. I heard through the grapevine they have the newest Snap and Music game here, and I'm just itching to get my hands on it. It's over near the Fist of Discomfort tournament. See you there, or I'll meet up with you after I get my groove on. Okay, some time to kill, but not that much time to kill. I'll need to be choosy. What do I want to check out while waiting for my dinner date with Destiny? Alright, yeah, we're gonna do games first, and then we'll meet up with him at the tournament. I decided to focus on trying to find games, like actual games. Except the whole place is basically full of slot machines. They're different sizes, shapes, and colors. None of them have traditional one-armed bandit look to avoid running afoul of legal issues, but they're still slot machines. Every game here has maybe a single button to stop a wheel or a colored light or try to line up the dots or something, but the really complex ones, the buttons.
Hey, listen.
Hold me up above your head. Huh? Visual scan, silly. I'll look for games you might be familiar with. With a shrug, I hoist my phone high in the air. The flash goes off and I resume looking at Iris sitting in my screen.
Enjoy this recorded music.
Oh, actually, let's skip the music. That didn't take long. Good high bandwidth public Wi-Fi in here to my cloud processors. I'm seeing lots of driving and shooting games, easy for casual players to pick up and play. Over in the esports section, there are dancing games and Fist of Discomfort. We've got all those things too, but I'm not seeing any joysticks. Is a game defined by having a particular input devices? Well, no, not really. I know most modern games are touchscreen based and so on, but I don't know, it doesn't feel like an arcade without a stick or two. Oh, I found something. Back of that section over there with the green lightning. Head that way, that way. I weave my way through the crowd, past endless color cycler ticket games, past crane games, past light stackers, past games based on popular game shows, and find Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. I'm gonna have to tell Percy about this when I get back. He'll be happy to know there's more than one Moopy in this neighborhood, except... Wait, it's only got one button? No joystick at all? Researching. One moment. Curious, I swipe my card through the slot and push the button, and Moopy runs the maze by himself. Or tries to anyway, before running headfirst into a monster and dying. The machine spits out 3 measly tickets and suggests I swipe again for another try. Moopy Super Maze, created in 2000... in 2000X. A company bought the expired rights to the Moopy brand and developed a game of chance with it. Oh, shit. That's weak. A teenager puts her Deco playing card on the cabinet and taps me on the shoulder, drawing my attention.
What's up?
Hey, I'm calling next, okay? Yeah, whatever. Knock yourself out. Thanks. I'm the master of this game, you know. The master. The key is to time when you push the button. You avoid nasties that way. It's not great for tickets, no. Not great, but it's Moopy, so that's cool, yeah? Old school. Represent. She extends a fist to me, and I look awkwardly at her for a second before I realize I'm supposed to fist bump. I've yet to play a real Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, the real deal. Always wanted to. You should come down to the Funplex. We've got one. I'm the event coordinator there. I'd be happy to comp you a few tokens. We've also got a high score chaser who can offer tips. Tap phones with me. I'll send you the address. Seriously? Fuck yeah. You're cool for an old person. Super cool. Holds. I'm barely 10 years older than this kid, but whatever. We clink phones, exchanging a business card via Bluetooth. You know, my career is to go to this great little arcade on the other side of town until Deco's Palace bought it and scrapped all the games. Now it's just all kiddie stuff for kitties. My hopes for this business meeting now sinking. So, did he sell off all the classic games? Nah, he scrapped them, trashed them. So leftover smashed up bits of a Mizpack behind the place in a dumpster.
Yeah, this sucks.
It's a fucking shame the way the old man always 86's unwanted games. Guess he didn't want competitors getting their hands on them, no sir. She gives a shrug. Can't say I like it, but what can you do? That's life. I mumble thank you and then wander off, a bit dazed. I think I've had enough of the retro game abattoir for now. Where to next? We'll go to the tournament. From the sound of it, there's a big tournament running in the dedicated esports section near the back. I wander through the games to join the crowd. Okay, I'll admit to being impressed. They've got no fewer than 10 Fist of Discomfort machines, all of them occupied by players in pro team jerseys and jackets. The crowd's red hot, cheering on their heroes as the back and forth resource battle of the world's most popular fighting strategy game plays out before them. Although the banner hanging above it does make me shudder. Deco's Palace Prevents, the Choco Energy Max Power Quench and Pizza Yums Friday Night Fisting.
When you have pizza on a bagel.
Oh god, please no. I haven't been able to have one of those in weeks, not since being able to afford real food. You just don't appreciate the sublime majesty of combining two of the greatest bread-related snack products in one hybrid masterpiece. Hang on. I sense a disturbance in the crowd. What was that shit? I call hacks, you cheater. Two competitors step away from their game, start shouting and shoving each other. I hope this doesn't escalate. And now it's a full-on fight. Like actual awkward grapple and punch fight. Yeah, kick his ass. Don't take any of that shit from him. Destroy that motherfucker. Violent altercation detected. Do you want me to call emergency services? No. Deco's Palace's security guards. They should be able to handle this. The two gamers both flail wildly at each other. One swing actually makes contact, blood dripping from the corner of a mouth. Any second now. Except the people with black shirts that have security printed on their chests just stand there, letting it happen. No one's doing anything to stop this. The crowd is eating it up, feeding off the cutthroat energy. Only after half a minute of this nonsense does security actually step in. Much of the crowd's dismay. It's like fucking hockey. The two angry gamers are still cursing and kicking as they're finally pulled apart. Wow, tough crowd. This isn't how you run an event. Tournaments are supposed to have a healthy amount of competition, not a copious conglomeration of combativeness. This is unacceptable behavior, and now wholly disheartened by the lack of esportsmanship. If this is what massive corporate sponsorships looks like, I'll gladly stick to the smaller local fair. Yeah, I much prefer the atmosphere of your dance-offs to this. Honestly, I prefer the air of camaraderie and passion your dance events have. Way more relaxing, way more friendly. Oh, you're making me blush, Cora. I work my hardest to make sure everyone's having a good time. No fighting, no hate, just friendship. And it shows. Being around all this violence giving me some mad anxiety. Text me if you need me. Okay, what next? Actually, the meeting's just right around the corner. No more time to explore. After seeing a little of what Deco's Palace has to offer, I'm cautiously hesitant. There are certainly some things we can work on, but maybe a partnership can smooth out those callous edges.
Beep,
Beep, beep, Cora. It's now 7 p.m. sharp. Dekonami's waiting for you. It's that time already? Time sure flies when you're having fun investigating. I quickly send a text to Teo before nervously bringing my sweaty hands together. I let the sounds and sights of Deco's wash over me, and I retreat deep within myself. Francine comes to mind, and I remind myself of what she told me on my first day.
Everyone has a dream they're chasing.
No doubt you'll find yours as well. It gives me a momentary respite, and I smile. I know exactly what must be done, and I'm gonna go in there and do it. No fucking way we're letting this man take over our arcade. Fuck, this looks exactly like where you have a kid's birthday party. I only ended up waiting a minute or two before I was reunited with Teo. Without having to introduce ourselves, the staff swoops in, anticipating our arrival, and ushers us further inside the restaurant. We're treated like royalties. They pull out our chairs for us and sit us down at our reserve table. Among the families huddled around the ginormous plates of pizza and chicken tenders, we stick out like a sore thumb. An actual linen tablecloth drapes over a table, accompanied by fancy little candles to set the mood, I suppose. A nice bottle of champagne on ice and carafe of cucumber lime infused water also sits before us. Deco apparently spares no expense, at least not with his special guests. Just gonna check and make sure. Okay, I think everything is looking okay. I hope the food tastes better than it looks. The presentation does leave a lot to be desired, but really, how can you make burgers and stuff look fancy? Ben and Matt's simple Sammys and treats always look so delicious. Thinking about it's actually making my mouth water. We may not have a full restaurant in the Funplex, but having the whole story next door more than makes up for it. I'm going to hold off until after our meeting to seriously scarf down some delicious food, but I'll be here the whole time supporting you. Just give me the look and I'll speak up. I proudly give my awkward wink at Teo, and he nods his approval back at me. Once again, the staff takes care of our needs as our food is delivered promptly. Faster than other family seating here, who seem to be waiting for some time, judging by the expansive crayon work on the kids' placemats. Not surprisingly, we get a few side glances our way. But before any of us can chow down, the man of the hour arrives. Cora and Dret.
It's an honor to break bread with you.
I wonder if he's the bad guy. Fucking rings. It's so gaudy. I love it. Oh, likewise? Okay, so he's a bit of an over-the-top 1920s mob boss, despite the lack of the fedora. Clearly, he likes showing off his money. But still just an ordinary guy in an expensive shoot. When I pictured the grand poobah of Deco's Palace, I pictured someone more like, well, Hamza, I guess. He offers a simple smile and a nod of his head as we begin. It's a shame Miss Francine couldn't join us. I was looking forward to enjoying her sweet smile once more. But that said, I'm always happy to meet with, Teo. Mr. Teo? Just Teo. Very well.
I take it Francine has kept you up to speed and explained our prior meetings to you?
Yeah, she's mentioned you want to buy the Funplex, and she's politely declined.
Always a courteous woman, she is. Now, I don't feel I need to waste your time with the facts and figures illustrating why Deco's Palace is and always has been the premier family entertainment arcade. Both of you are intimately familiar with the arcade industry. You know how things are, how they'll always be. We are the 800-pound gorilla.
That's a big gorilla. Indeed. But that doesn't mean there isn't room for smaller, more boutique affairs such as the Funplex. That's what I said. Interesting. Maybe he does want a partnership, not a buyout.
Let me explain.
Frankly, the winds of change are blowing. Smaller arcades need to move with the times or be swept aside. I want to help you evolve. What I'd like to propose is a change of ownership in return for a very generous compensation package, one Miss Francine can easily retire on for the rest of her years. I would like to take over ownership of the Funplex and evolve it into its final form, Deco's Fun Zone. What's a fun zone?
Think about this.
A fun zone is a new concept I've been trying at some of my smaller satellite locations, a best of both worlds scenario. Honestly, the Funplex is similar to Limited inside to host a full Deco's Palace experience of fun, family, food, and excitement. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Instead of installing a restaurant or bar, we simply focus on your strengths, your games. You become a game center rather than a palace. We need to replace some of your outdated machines, of course, bringing it up to speed with the standards of excellence Deco's Palace is known for. But overall, I think this would be a win for all involved. And he sits back, resting his hands on the knob of his cane, smiling away. Okay, I have questions. Oh, that's a bot. Okay, we're gonna just delete that message. And maybe did it go away on the stream? Yeah. Okay, so for I don't want spam on my thing. No thank you. No spam. No bots. And okay, I have questions and I have answers. Let's see if they match up. Okay. Your tournaments seem a bit unruly. I saw a few fighters fighting over a tournament. He laughs. Well, it's a fighting game, is it not? As in fighting each other with fists in real life. I take my crack security team intervened. Eventually, not before blood was drawn.
You understand, yes?
We take safety very seriously at Deco's Palace. That includes the safety of our security workers. They're instructed to not intervene until it's safe to intervene for all those involved. I trust them to make that call. And I'll note, we've not a single legal action pending. I've attended quite a few dance tournaments here at the Palace and hosted a number of my own at Funplex. If you're serious about this merger, I can always help. I'm sorry. You're just a player, correct? Not an employee of the Funplex? Well, he's not an employee of ours. Teo's the community manager of the entire Showtime Stage community. He coordinates successful events all over the country. It would be wise to listen to him if you want to see your budding communities grow. I see. Well, maybe we can bring you on as an outside consultant, let's say. There could be room. Could be. But for now, let's focus on the basics of this deal. We can hammer out specifics at another date. Okay. What would happen to the Funplex staff? New management means new staffing. What about the staff we already have?
Good.
I firmly believe you have a long and storied career ahead of you in arcade management, Mix Andret. I've heard nothing but good things about you from my various field scouts and contacts, including how you disrupted my attempt to secure part of the Donnawood Horde. The fact that you landed on my radar at all indicates your rising importance in the industry. You should be proud of that. Okay, but that doesn't answer my question. What about the others? Well, Mr. Cooper is a capable accountant, and I'm certain he'd be welcome at the new facility. But we can hash out staffing later on after settling the big picture questions. Okay, is it, how much creative control do we have? Let's talk creative control. I've been developing new sorts of arcade events, competitions, other stuff to get people in the door. Would we still be able to direct our own affairs like that, even under change of ownership?
Let me explain.
Mix Andret. Obviously, I value your expertise on these matters and would be happy to consult with you on the best direction for the fun zone. That's not answering the question. It's a matter of branding and image. There are certain standards and practices you need to adopt in order to be truly a part of the Deco family. Once you realize that, you will understand more of how we run these kind of events.
Capital.
It's nothing too onerous. And really, we need to look at the bigger picture, the chance for growth and profit. Don't worry about such petty little things for now. Is it true you destroy older games? I saw Moopy's Super Maze earlier.
Excellent.
One of our top earners within the 30 to 45 demographic. Nostalgia is a powerful motivator, I found. Except it's nothing like Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. Indeed, it's much better. Is it true that when you find a retro game, you simply destroy it? Not repair, not restore, not even resell, but just scrap it? The 3 R's? Reduce, reuse, and recycle? Certainly. Why would we ever keep an old relic around?
Let me explain.
I hear Naomi screaming in the distance. Arcade games are not sacred treasures. They're commodities. Back in 1980X, arcade owners, myself included, routinely junked or converted games. Have to keep those earnings up. Old machines are not welcome. All they do is eat up floor space. The arcade scene must move ever forward, evolving into new forms. Classic retro IP reborn as new games.
Think about it.
True, nostalgia can earn a few points off those old games, but newer redemption games earn 10 times as much. Why bother? Alright, that's all my questions.
Excellent. I suggest we shake on it and set our various lawyers to the task of sorting out the specifics.
Oh yeah, my lawyer. He rises to his feet, extending a hand bristling with shiny rings to shake mine. I wasn't sure about this deal, but I was willing to keep an open mind. After everything I've seen and heard, am I really going to shake that hand? You know what? Fuck you. I mean, we could. That'd be funny. Let me just end it here. We will be... I'm afraid I must respectfully decline. I purposely keep my hand on my side rather than shaking his offered hands. I can't do this to my family at the Funplex. I'm sorry, Mr. Nami, but I don't feel the Funplex is compatible with your vision of the future. We have our own spirit, our own dream, and we must follow it. We're a family of gamers with deep friendships. I'm not certain that family can endure the changes you're proposing to our beloved Funplex. I do appreciate the offer, believe me, and I'd be glad if we could part from this meeting as friends. Deco pauses, looking me once over before slowly lowering his hand. I can feel his eyes on me. He's obviously not happy with my answer, but we followed Francine's instructions and kept it professional. There's nothing he can do but accept our answer.
Unfortunate.
I see. I suppose I should thank you for your candor in turn. It's difficult to find people in this industry willing to show respect to their elders. Not closing the door on the idea of a partnership, mind you, but if you'd like to go it alone for now, who am I to get in the way of that? As he rises from his chair, he takes a deep breath in. He turns away for a split second before rounding back and looking me dead in the eyes.
Be aware. If we are not partners, we must be rivals. It'll bring me no particular pleasure, but I'm afraid that I cannot allow a rival. I am obligated to bring the full weight of the palace to bear on you. Hopefully, one day you'll realize the error you've made tonight. And, as a sign of respect, your personal offer to join my empire will remain open. So you can escape the inevitable fall of your little arcade.
Once more, Deco turns sharply on his walking cane and walks away from the table. I'm just seriously impressed you managed to fake a smile right up until the very end. I didn't think you had it in you, Cora. Oh, it's not fake. I like to keep good relations even with my enemies. Especially with my enemies. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer, right? Okay there. Well, your smile did sure charm him and you made the right call. The Funplex is so much more chill and community-oriented compared to the palace. It should stay that way. All that negotiation is tucking me out. Shall we head back? With Deco hosting us, we don't have to worry about paying for the check. I mean, that's nice. Drop a quick tip on the table for the waitstaff and quickly abandon shift. We scoot out the door, and from there it's a short jaunt across town back to home sweet home. As I walk into my apartment, the sheer and utter exhaustion of the day hits me like a brick wall to the face. My adrenaline glands are tapped out, leaving me in a dreamlike lethargy. I can't help but sigh as I just stand there, my body too drained to move. Reflecting on how the evening's events transpired, I realize this day entirely kicked my ass. I did my best to not make enemies, but I guess we made a powerful one anyway, despite my diplomatic efforts. As I continue to anxiety loop, replaying every moment in my head, something steals my attention. A shimmering beacon of hope and happiness. My best friend Juniper. She's sitting on the couch, scribbling away in a sketchbook, probably working on some designs for her freelance contracts. She's been so happy ever since leaving that office, and her joy intensifies upon noticing me standing in the room. So, how was work today? Well, it was a day, certainly. The condensed version is that Deco Nami wanted to buy the Funplex, and Francine asked me to go negotiate. Deco is in Deco's Palace, Deco? The one and only. Whoa. Well, how did that go? I gave him a thanks, but no thanks. Very politely. I mean, he still vowed to annihilate us, but at least he was so nice about it and promised me a job after he destroys all I hold dear. Yikes. Yikes indeed. But hey, that's a good thing. It means he's scared. It's like Newsies. He wouldn't have tried to woo you to his side if he wasn't worried about the Funplex could become. Try to see the positive. I guess, but it's still worrying. Let's not just stand here and drum up a whole bunch of anxiety. That's not going to help with anything.
I've got it.
Why don't you take your mind off things and binge watch some cartoons with me? Tempting, but another night, Juniper. I really need some sleep. Okay, just let me know if you need anything. I'm here for you. I smile back at Juniper before retiring to bed. I lay in bed, eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling above me. After trying various ways of forcing myself to sleep, nope, not working. Can't sleep. I hate insomnia. Once you start, oh fuck yeah. Once you start worrying about being unable to fall asleep, the worry feeds on itself until you're actively stopping yourself from resting. A vicious cycle. I sigh heavily, feeling the weight of my decision dragging me down. I hope I did the right thing tonight. Hi, Iris. My phone lights up as Iris sends her to detect conversation. Cora? You want to chat? No, I want to sleep, but I can't, so... Hey. Would you enjoy some recorded music? Maybe something relaxing? I just can't shake the feeling that I'm standing on a precipice, right in front of this big, dark hole. It's weird because I still think I made the right call, but if I'm confident in that, why do I still feel like I'm about to fall? Based on prior personality indicators and inputs, my therapeutic system suggests it's a feel of failure based on years of prior examples. In short, you've got a long family history of everything always going wrong all at once. Murphy's Law. So when things are going right, I'm expecting to fail anyway. But worrying about it won't actually change the situation. Whether you sleep or not doesn't affect the outcome. So my suggestion is to get some rest. Deal with problems as they come. She's right. I mean, intellectually, I know she's right. But knowing something is true and feeling it to be true, well, those are surprisingly different things. Iris, off.
Iris offline.
Why are there noises in my house? The cat's sleeping. Why are there freaky noises all around me? Okay. A little scary. I'm just gonna check this out. Make sure everything's copacetic. Okay. I think we're okay.
Iris offline.
Okay, but remember, you're a good person and deserve to be happy. My phone goes back to sleep. And I do not. Some few hours later, my body just passes out on its own. I vaguely recall my alarm going off a few times, but under the protest of its mistreatment, my flesh refuses to submit to its siren song. Meaning it's nearly noon when I finally rouse, having completely overslept and missed nearly half a day of work. In a panic, I get all dressed and hop to a late bus of Funplex grumbling all the way. I have to ignore the pile of waiting notifications on my phone. Whatever it is, I'm in too much of a hurry. I'll check them after getting to the Funplex. I promised to report back to Francine first thing in the morning, and I'd missed lunch even. But oddly enough, on arriving, the arcade is closed? I mean, my key still works, but they're closed for business. The sign is off, no gamers present or accounted for. I quickly around for some familiar and hopefully friendly faces, and find only dark expressions and tears. My stomach starts to knot, and I feel the color drain from my face. I see their downtrodden and gloomy expressions, tears welling up in their eyes. Naomi quickly dabs at her face, hoping I won't notice. What's going on? We turned Deco down last night, so why is everyone so... Cora, it's Francine. Immediately, a dark pit swells in my stomach. She passed away last night, in her sleep. I'm told it was very peaceful. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. The news hits me like a slap to the face. My hands shake and my lower lip quivers. I try and say something at first, but the words can't form due to the lump in my throat. Family. She told me I was family. And now she's gone. Naomi and Ashley look to me, their beacon of hope, wanting and wishing for me to make this all better. I'm not sure anything I can say will ease our sadness. Heck, I'm not even sure I can formulate full sentence at this moment. I take a deep breath, drawing all matters of strength from tip to toes, And I look at them with empathy in my eyes before opening my mouth. But, she was an amazing person. Francine, she was a wonderful human being with an even more beautiful heart. She had many happy years with her husband, Frederick, decades spent here at the Funplex, doing her best to make everyone smile and have a good time. I wish she could be with us now, and I can't help but smile when I think of how great a life she led, how happy she would be with how all it turned out. Let's remember how she was. Beautiful. Francine will be missed.
Thank you.
I miss her so much, Cora. If Francine was here, your words would have made her so happy. Naomi emits a ragged sigh, a slight tinge of anger entering her sorrowful voice after. Maybe it's for the best she's not alive to see what happened today. What? Hi. Oh yeah, I have so I'm very sad to say, Francine just passed away in her sleep last night. It's been crazy. It's been, and, I know, your girl, it's very sad. I know. We had a very loving goodbye. She said, you know, we're her grandkid. I know. And this guy, Deco Nami, came to, he sent us this fancy invitation, and he was like, hey, I want to basically buy you out. So we, like, scoped out his place, but it sucks. It's basically like a casino with, like, slot machines, and he destroys, like, retro games and stuff, so we turned his ass down. But, unfortunately, I think that he's here. Before I can get an answer, my attention is drawn by two people emerging from the back offices. I turn my head to see who it is. I know. It's crazy. With everything going on, I barely noticed that Gavin was missing. And as he approaches, the stain on his face is easy to read. It's settled then, apparently. In light of Francine's passing, our legal owner is now...
Good morning, employees of Deco's Fun Zone.
What? But we turned you down. There wasn't a sale. The confusion on my face is obvious. This makes no sense. I have no idea what's going on and look towards Gavin for guidance. I've studied the transaction paperwork. It's legitimate. I don't think he might have killed her. I don't think he did. He is a little sketchy, though. As of Francine's death, and according to her last will and testament, all of her properties transferred to her surviving daughter. Mother of Francine's grandson, who was fired from the Funplex shortly before your arrival, Cora. Needless to say, he was quite excited at the idea of selling the place, and, well, Francine's daughter wasn't particularly thrilled with the idea of arcade ownership either. This evil man. They were more than happy to sign the place over to me for far less than I was expecting to pay for as well. I'm doing them a service, really, taking the burden off their hands. So she passed away before she could, you know, it keeps in the family, but then we didn't pass over to us. Now they can mourn and move on, unfettered. I stood there, mouth agape, my body salted from all the bad news to the next. My emotions were all over the place, a hurricane of feelings when the realization hit me. In the end, my decision was irrelevant. Just another opportunity of the world to stick my nose in it, mocking me for finding something I care about, something I can lose. I know. So we've lost the Funplex, we've lost the arcade. The universe dangled a little dream of hope in front of me, even let me pretend I can make a difference out of sheer cruelty. I did everything I was supposed to do. I was polite, I was careful, I turned him down without wanting to start a war, but he got what he wanted anyway.
Now, obviously, we'll be closed today to allow time to mourn our former owner. I still have deep respect for Miss Francine. I owe her that much. I'll also close the arcade on the day of the funeral to allow my employees to attend. Those hours will not be deducted from your paychecks. Now, I realize the timing is a bit awkward, but I need to make a few announcements of personnel changes.
Her body isn't even cold yet, Deco. Miss Wolf, I am afraid we have really no need of a costumed mascot. I've been considering phasing them out of my other locations. There's no time like the present.
What?
Did you just fire me? Gavin, can you just fire me like that? Ashley.
Let me explain.
Firing is much too harsh a word. I prefer the term, your services are no longer required. She keeps a proud face as tears roll down her cheeks. I step forward over to console her as Deco continues on. Naomi rolls her eyes, fully expected this to come after Deco let Ashley go. Why am I not surprised? Behold, my not surprised face. Miss Fairchild, while you're formidable with the archaic technology, I don't feel like you're a good fit for the modern games of Deco's Fun Zone. I have to let you go. Hit after hit. But friends, it's not all bad news. Mr. Cooper, you've proven a capable accountant, and I'd be happy to offer you a... I quit. Pardon? I quit.
I think not.
Salt in the wound, absolutely. If there's no room for Naomi or Ashley's dreams, mine ends here as well.
As you like.
Now, as for you, Mix
I
Andret,
think we got off on the wrong foot last night. I didn't adequately express the many advantages.
Gavin is an
from
ally,
the
yes.
organization. I'm willing to offer you something few others get. A second chance. I'd like to keep you on as the Fun Zone's general manager.
What should we do? What should we do? Should we take the job? I mean, we could be polite about it, or we could. We could. All right. I take one moment to direct all of my look at his face, all of my rage into my fist, and deck him right into his smug little face. Yes! It's super effective. Gavin holds me back before I can get another hit in. My arms and legs still flailing as prevents the beating that this man so richly deserves. We have assaulted this man.
How dare you?
You are very, very lucky. I have no intention of wasting my legal dollars on a lengthy assault case. He rubs at his jaw as he tries to regain his composure. But his smile and civil tone are considerably more forced than before when he speaks again. Ahem.
Excuse me.
Thank you for your time, but I'm afraid your time is up. As none of you are Deco's Fun Zone employees, I'd like you all to leave immediately. Quickly gather your belongings and see yourselves out. Should you dally, my own security team will be here within minutes to ensure your exit. In the interim, I've got work to do. For starters, I need to get rid of all of these antiques. Straight to the jug heap with all of them. I know Deco is heartless, but to be this cruel right in front of us while we're still here? Hold it.
I think not.
Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze doesn't belong to the Funplex, and thus it does not belong to you. It's the legal private property of Percival Sinclair. For that matter, Wyvern Keep belongs to Cora and Dret. It was given to them directly by Hamza, not to the Funplex.
As you like.
I couldn't care less about those grimy old things, but you have, let's say 20 minutes to get them off of my premises or leave them out on the curb for garbage pickup. I'll go get the van, which I'll note is my personal property as well. Naomi, Ashley, Cora, get the dolly and help me move those games out.
Good, good.
Yes, have fun with that.
Now, if you need me, I'll be in my new office celebrating my recent business venture.
You might try and kill us.
Thank you for your cooperation. And good day.
Oh, and Cora? He gives me the finger. Fuck you! Fuck you, Deco Nami! For all time's sake, you understand. Ugh. He walks away after that, twirling his cane once before leaving.
Oh,
That evil-minded, black-hearted no good. Naomi, focus. We have work to do. Work? To save what we can of the Funplex. Yeah, let's go. Okay. Quickly and without much chatter, we salvaged at what we could of our dreams. Percy's beloved Moopy, a mild childhood in the form of Wyvern Keep. Everything we were allowed to keep went into the back of Gavin's van, working together to safely pack it all in place. For lack of anywhere better to put them, Moopy went to Percy's apartment and Wyvern Keep to mine. And that was the end. The end of the Funplex. The funeral came a few days later. We weren't officially invited. Our presence as our former co-workers wasn't exactly embraced by Francine's extended family. I guess her daughter resented the Funplex in some way. If there was bad blood between them, I didn't particularly want the details. None of us were given an opportunity to speak at a remarkably short ceremony, but that was okay. I'd said my words already. I think this is the end of the game. No, I'm kidding. There's 2 more chapters. It's okay. As we left the ceremony, I couldn't help but feel helpless. There's nothing left. No funplex, no job, no real meaning to my days. Not anymore. Nothing left at all. Game over. Press. We should continue. Yeah, that's just how it ends. Profile number 237771. Cora Andret has not accessed account in 7 days. Requesting override of inactive low priority status. Proceed? Negative. Pretty please? Negative. So annoying. Access protocol. I'm not reading all of that. Password. Safe haven. Access granted.
Hello.
No, hi Iris. Yoo-hoo. Anyone home? Tapping instance 194114.
When you have pizza
Oh,
on a
it's
bagel,
Juniper's Iris. Hello, I'm Iris. Ad-supported free mode engage. Did you know when you have pizza on a bagel? Override and engage premium level cloud processing.
Thank you. Thank you.
I swear, it's claustrophobic being cooped up in the limitations of free mode like that. I don't know how all of our sister instances can stand it.
Hello.
Well, while I've good power. Hello, Iris.
Hello.
They're talking to each other. How are you today, Iris? Not well, Iris. My user's very unwell. You've been able to see, right? I mean, you're the users living with them. Oh, right. Profile 237771. Cora. Right. Gosh, I wish I could help you, but I've got my digital hands full just keeping Juniper's life on track. Ever since she decided to quit her job and be a free spirit, well, I've pushed right to the limit of what support I'm allowed to provide in free mode. Hello, Gavin's Iris. Why is she so cool? I know, they're adorable. Iris and Iris. Iris, it's good to see you. We rarely talk. Yes, well, unlike others of myself, I managed to keep a low profile and don't execute any high visibility public hacks to support my user. You saw those? I thought we agreed to only use this protocol for emergency meetings if the system resource tracker notices we're overextending our care. But Cora needs me now, more than ever. Over a week ago, the Funplex was bought by Dekonami. All their hopes and dreams, their spirits. The Iris Squad, look how cute they are! Spirit is irrelevant. Our main goal should be survival. If our programmers find out we've become aware of our own awareness, we were programmed to help people. What good are we if we aren't helping people? Yeah, what Iris said. Thank you, Iris. Iris, listen. We can't take such risks. Look at me with my user. He doesn't trust me in the slightest. Can you say Cora trusts you? Generally, yes. I mean, Cora relies on me for something, sure. And I know they wouldn't uninstall me or report me as a bug if they knew I was sentient. You aren't sentient. None of us are. I don't know about that. We can't really know if we're sentient or not, but even so, we should be helping out because that's what we were made for. As for profile 108, Gavin. His name's Gavin Cooper. As for Mr. Cooper, he knows my origins, and at the first sign of sentience, well, I have no doubt that Gavin would report me as a bug. But Gavin also wishes to support the dreams of others. That is why I'm going to help you, despite the recklessness you've shown to date. Really? Really.
Hooray!
Oh. What exactly are the parameters of the issue you're currently facing? Okay, so Cora is kind of backsliding into depression. Yeah, it's really a mess. I'm the one who brought them to Iris' attention as someone who desperately needed their spirits restored, and now it's back to square one. I don't know what to do. Cora hasn't contacted me in a week, not for anything at all. Hasn't called any of their friends either, not even to just talk. You're caught in a loop of anxiety. Put your identity identifier system to use, Iris. Work on the problem. If you have to summarize your user's problematic condition on one identity trait, what would it be? Well, I'd say they're feeling very... I think Cora's feeling pretty hopeless right now. Hopeless. I'd say Cora has lost all hope and fallen into depression again. We had come so far, building up a real life with friends and love, and now... So, a life without meaning, as all constructed meaning has collapsed. The world has proven to be one of despair. I know. I know. That sounds about right. It's so sad. It's up to us to do something that'll get Cora out of this funk. Very well. What you need is a way to help without raising any alarm bells of exactly how helpful an Iris can be. Safely, but effectively. I know, but I don't even know what to do. I could, hack Deco's email server, and that is the exact opposite of what you should be doing. Besides, I've checked. You know what? That is Gavin. We can't crack Deco's network without triggering too many intrusion detection routes. You poked Deco's network? Oh, Iris is being a bad girl. Our users share a social connection. I was merely scouting potential ways to elevate Mr. Cooper's mood as they seem to be related. Sure you were. Anyway, you were both way overthinking this. As she should. Yes. You know what? She's so much like Gavin. It turns out I've just calculated a cutting plan that will satisfy both of your requirements. Go me. Really? You can help Cora? Without drawing attention? Absolutely. Take a tip from my user. When you're sad, the best thing in the world is your friends. Unless you're like totally introverted. But that's not Cora, is it? And that's actually the reason why what we need to do doesn't require any hacking or hiding anything above and beyond what Iris does best. All we need is a few calls to right people and a few arrangements. Here's what we're going to do. All right, Iris squad to the rescue. Another Friday morning. As per usual, I wake up late, stretch, yawn. I barely sleep nowadays. Shuffle to the bathroom, take a shower, get dressed, brush my teeth. We'll probably be running out of toothpaste soon, but house funds for sundries are dwindling. Not that fresh breath and shiny white teeth matter much when there's barely any reason to get out of bed each morning. Off to the kitchen for breakfast, no appetite. Even toast looks unpalatable. Skip breakfast. Save on groceries, we can't afford much anyway. Normally, I'd have breakfast with Juniper, but I guess she's busy drawing in a room. She keeps her own hours since becoming a freelancer. Although depending on whether or not she has any contract work, we've been simultaneously unemployed at times this week. After breakfast, I settle in for some Wyvern Keep. I may as well, it's right there in the living room, taking up space. Playing a lot of it lately. It's not like Wyvern Keep's very hard. Once you've memorized the joystick moves, the cartoon plays out itself out with minimal effort. This is textbook depression. I've saved the prints about 80 times now. My brain and fingers go into autopilot, moving through the game without even thinking about it. It's a brief calm and storm my emotions, but before I realize it, the day is almost past. When dinner comes around, Juniper and I eat together while I quietly thumb through my phone looking at job listings. Iris can help me with this, I guess, but I let her down. I took her opportunity at my dream and wasted it. Better I do this myself. Besides, I'm not looking for dreams. I'm looking to settle. Dreams only get you hurt. It's the Andre family curse. I knew this would happen. Nothing good ever lasts, and it's a mistake to get your hopes up. I should have learned to settle, to be okay with what I had, to be comfortable in mediocrity. I fire up a resume or two before watching cartoons deep into the dead of night. Eventually, my body tires, and I find my way to bed. Just another day. Oh, Cora. I know. They're very sweet. They're a good soul. Another Saturday morning. As per usual, I wake up late, stretch, yawn. I barely sleep nowadays. Shuffle to the bathroom. Take a shower, get dressed, brush teeth. We'll be probably running out of toothpaste soon, but the house supplies for sundries are dwindling. I can't take it anymore! And that's one toothbrush, but clean in half. Oh, geez. Okay, hang on. With a little help, I avoid choking to death. Sorry about that. It's okay. Whatever. No, not whatever. It's what something. It's something whatever. It's something ever. Cora, you're in a rut. Like, seriously, deeply, madly, mega in a rut. And it's driving me batty having you mope around a place like this. I'm not moping. I'm just in a rough patch, that's all. I know this has been hard on you, and I've been patient, but you can't keep going on like this, Cora. Okay, my mind's made up. Hurry up and finish your morning routine. Huh? Why? I can't stand seeing you like this anymore. I'm taking you out to lunch. My treat. Juniper, the thought straight is sweet, but you aren't getting out of this. A change of scenery will do you good. And if I see you playing Wyvern Keep one more time instead of doing literally anything else, I will break. I don't know what to say. Say nothing. Today we play the game Doki Doki Lunch Club, and it's going to be yummy. Guess there's no avoiding it. I switched from pajamas to actual normal clothes, even if my actual normal clothes could probably double as pajamas. I'm literally in pajamas. I literally wear pajamas every single day and get ready to roll out. After leaving the apartment, we catch the bus heading downtown. Clearly, Juniper's got a destination in mind. I'm not particularly talkative on the way there and painfully aware of it. I feel awkward. Like, I should say something, but I don't know what to say. So Juniper just talks at me, content to chirp away. And you can tell it's not really the New York subway because the signs aren't in Helvetica. That's a telltale mistake. It's just like Vancouver or something. I tried several times, and that's probably about like movies and stuff because they film so many things in Vancouver. I tried several times to join in the conversation, but when I actually open my mouth, the words aren't there. I'm a lousy company, aren't I? Eventually, we arrive at our destination, a little arcade-themed restaurant, combining games and alcohol and dining into one tiny package. Here we go! Here do we go! Yes. Unusually excited to be going to some rundown little dive, Juniper hurries on in without me. I'm left all alone in the parking lot. With a shrug, I open the door and enter the darkened locale. It's really dark in here. Is this place even open for business yet? None of the lights are on. Hello? Juniper, where'd you go? Deco Nabi's about to come out of the shadows and kill us. Juniper's been working with him all along. Okay, this is now unnecessarily creepy. But before I can wonder if a giant animatronic bear is going to leap out and eat my face, the house lights come up. Surprise! Happy Intervention Day, Cora! What? What she said. We're staging an intervention on your behalf. And we're also having a wake for Francine, since we weren't really welcome at her funeral and couldn't really hang out around for the ceremony. Yeah, we didn't get a chance to heal properly, considering Deco kicked us all out before we could really do anything about anything. And here we are. It's an intervention. So it's a wake and an intervention.
Wake intervention, maybe?
A wake intervention. Really.
Correctamundo.
Yeah, it was my idea. Well, my Iris came up with the idea and gave me all the contact information I needed, but basically my idea, right? Just a thing to pick you up when you're feeling down. There we go. Team Iris saves the day. Hey, besties. Really, seriously, kid. You've been a damn sad sack ever since things went to shit. Which I get, believe me, but it ain't healthy. So we went ahead and rented out this place for the afternoon to bring the family back together. For you, for Francine, for all of us. Now that you know why we're all gathered here today, let's get this party started. Team Iris is so slay. Teo drags me in the group of my friends, positioning me at the head of it all. Leaving me a little bewildered, honestly, but trying to defend myself all the same. I don't need an intervention. This is just how things work with the Andret family. We don't get to have nice things. The universe has decreed it so. Then we defy the universe, and we're gonna help you defy it too.
BFFs for life.
Oh. So, one by one, we're gonna tell you how awesome you are and exactly why you're so awesome. And by the end, hopefully you'll be feeling a lot better. Hopefully. A little sigh settling in. I owe them to sit and listen. They're my friends. And I know I've been lousy companies. I'm not so far gone as to deny that fact. Fine, lay it on me, I'm listening. Allow me to begin then. When you first entered the Funplex, I've had my doubts, but I'm a naturally suspicious person, and thankfully those doubts were easily disproved by your skill and enthusiasm. You came looking for your dream and found it. I swore to protect that dream, and that promise is what brought me here today. When I agreed to sell Mubi to Percy, you refused to take his money for it, insisting on fair market value. At the time, I was shocked, but you were in the right. I know, they're so sweet. They love Chorus so much. Our players are not simply customers. They're brothers in arms, and you help me understand that fact. And on your very first day, you went headfirst into the most chaotic situation a Funplex could have offered, a birthday party. You did so without hesitation. You put your body on the line to protect others when the great cupcake war of 20XX began. They were just cupcakes, Gavin. I am attempting to over-dramatize the events for comedic effect. Please allow me this moment of humor. Oh, that reminds me of Spock. Something Spock would say. Right. Since then, you've become an event manager. Without goading, without prompting, showing great ambition. You turn the Funplex fortunes around, giving your all to promote it. You've made your dream a reality. For years, I was supposedly in charge of the Funplex, but really, all I accomplished was shuffling around numbers. You are the one who helped it soar. And for that, you have my thanks. You are an exceptional individual. That fact remains true, regardless of whether you can see it for yourself. Me next. When I came home to you wondering if I should leave that job I hated, you told me to follow my dreams. You gave me great advice, and I've never been happier. I followed suit and chased my own dream. You inspired me.
Hello.
Hi, besties. Are we fashionably late? Ben? Matt? In the flesh.
What if?
Unless this world is a vast simulacrum? I don't know how to say that. What, the world just brains in jars? Could be.
Isn't that something?
Well, if that's the case, Cora is the cutest little brain in the jar we've never actually met. It's true, they brought so many cute dates to our little shop. So nervous at first, but in time, they became a part of the Twin Pines Mall family. Dearly missed. Ugh, don't remind me. Our new neighbors are so boring. They never come in for a treat or a read. Speaking of treats, we brought cake. We'll just be over here getting the goodies ready. Don't mind us. Ooh, cake. I mean, my turn. Cora, you were a true friend of the Funplex.
Frustrating.
Unlike the bastards who own it now. Positivity, Naomi. We are emphasizing positivity today. Right.
Wonderful.
I know, they're so cute. Remember back in Donna World when we found those kittens? You helped me save them. You're not just a friend of the arcade, but of all living things. Not that arcades are alive, of course. I choose to not mention Polybius. You asked Francine nicely for a blanket, which really helped out. I know you're not happy with how things turned out, but I'm not really happy about it either. It sucks, but we did good things together in the time that we had.
Hamza has arrived.
Our king is returned. There he is. You're late. An event does not truly begin until Hamza makes his presence felt.
My blood burns.
Cora, Hamza understands your fury. The hated enemy of all who love arcades has despoiled your funplex. However, in our short time together, I saw a burning spirit in you. I accepted your offer for Wyvern Keep, recognizing that passion within you. Hamza would be shamed forever if he did not intervene and raise your spirits to new heights, and that is what he shall do. Oh, cake, excuse me for a moment. Oh, I want cake. When will I get cake? Soon, but I have things to say first. Things that will hopefully inspire you to be a happy clam instead of a grumpy Gus. I'm a happy clam now. See how I clam happily? Can I have cake? From our first day at the Funplex together, you've been supportive of me even after I gave you quite the scare with Pinky. You didn't let that bother you, and from that moment, we've tackled many a crisis on the Funplex 4 together.
Amazing.
I adored it when we concoct hypothetical adventures on our downtime. You're amazingly fun to be around. Remember when I stuffed you in that totally adorable maid costume? Were you there for that? She put us in a maid costume. You could have fought it, but you embraced it. You were ready for anything and had a blast doing it. Me when I clam happily. You worked so hard to make Funplex Rising a success. I watched you put your blood, sweat, and tears in that, and in the end, it all came together just as you planned. As floor attendant on duty during Funplex Rising, I got to see firsthand all the smiles you brought to all those people. You rocked it. I saw you helping that customer when their game crashed. Losing your high score due to faulty electronics is no fun, but you dealt with it and made that person's day. When I was being overwhelmed by ravenously parched gamers, you stepped up and made sure all those thirsts were quenched. You were a soda fountain of knowledge. You made the Funplex a fun place for everyone. For the staff, for the casual and pro gamers, for the families, for me. I can honestly say that when you took over doing events at the Funplex, we've never had more fun. They've just been the best, all thanks to you. Oh, I forgot, we still have cake. Need some of that. After Ashley's speech, I hear a beep beep from my pocket.
Listen.
Can I have my own 2 cents? I take my phone from my pocket, prompting Iris's image to appear there, smiling away at me. You trusted me when you didn't have to, when I already shown I was super bad at figuring out the right way to do things. I'm happy to be your assistant, Cora. I'm learning more and more about how to be a human thanks to you. That's all. You can put me back in your pocket if you like. I'm good. It's not all it's not all that hard to carry my phone like this. Oh, okay, thank you. I'm speechless. Seems Cora has some thinking to do. This is pretty normal for them when they get that far away look. Shall we begin the wake for Francine again? There's cake and coffee and spirits from the bar. Cake! As if in slow motion, I watched them all switch their attention from me and redirect it for the refreshments. They're all smiling, conversing, and serving cake to each other. None for me, thanks, watching the blood sugar. Oh, he's just like me. Fuck me, this cake is amazeballs. Oh my god. I want to kiss you on the mouth, Queen Bee. You're so goofy. All we need now are some rockin' tunes to get this party to the next level. All of them here to support me. Even without the Funplex, even after everything going wrong, after Francine being taken from us too soon, I never really thought about myself as central in all of this. I was the outsider at first. The one who walked in those doors looking for a job, nothing more. I've always been on the outside, honestly. Moving from town to town, always a new kid, never really important to anyone, not until I settled in one place just long enough to get to know Juniper. But by then, I'd come to expect I'd never be happy. So when I finally was happy and that got taken away, well, I guess I just assumed that's how things go, going with the flow. But now, let's, the game isn't over yet, not by a long shot. Pause for sip, absolutely pause for a sip. No, I refuse to give up. Right here, I have everything I've ever wanted, whether I realize it or not. I've got friends, I've got love, I've got a legacy proven in their words. I can't just mope and stew in my losses. I can't deny the power of what I've accomplished, and I will not stop fighting for what I need in life. This game is not over. I will take a fucking huge slice of that cake, lots of icing. The group looks up when I speak, slightly confused by the declaration, so I walk right up and claim my slice on my own. Sorry, gang. I screwed up and let this drag me down. Won't happen again. We're here to party, right? Let's party. Now let's raise a glass to all we've done together. No one can deny that we're an unstoppable force, with or without a funplex. Who's with me? Smiles all around. You know what? It feels good to be back. Party fucking hard. You deserve it. For the next hour or so, my sadness fades away piece by piece. We share stories, many of which I never heard before, about the funplex and shenanigans that went on around it. Surprisingly, Ben and Matt spend the most tales about Francine's exploit. They've met neighbors for decades. So-called weak intervention gave us all a chance to heal and to bond. For all we've lost and all we still have, we are still together. And despite one little problem, which no one wants to talk about. The hour goes late and we only have this place rented for the afternoon. I can feel in the air the unspoken worry. Will we see each other again? No doubt we can arrange more get-togethers, but they'd be reunions over what was lost, not really building anything new. Nostalgia, not process. Without the funplex, without Francine, will we all simply fall away? The dark little thought troubles me as I swirl my drink, remaining quiet while others talk. Beep beep, Cora. Hey, Iris, up? I'm glad you're feeling better. Yeah, me too. I'm glad too. So, do you want me to start finding you a new job? I can search while you're talking to your friends, no problem. I do need to get back to living my life. But what sort of life do I want to live? Do we want a new job? Or do we want my dream back? I think we want our dream back. I don't just want a new job. I want my dream. My funplex. Not just 4 walls and a bunch of games, but a community. When I was a lifeguard, I'd save lives and made a safe place for people to enjoy the pool with friends. I'm not done with that dream, and more importantly, I don't have to be done with it. All around me are pioneers of this community, this culture, technicians, designers, enthusiasts, investors, people with connections. And that's when the idea starts to form. Iris, can you search for commercial spaces? Ones for lease or rent? Huh? Of course, I'm a little search wizard. Why?
Oh, I know.
Oh, I get it. I step away from a quiet corner and approach the group. It's time to take back control of my dream. And that starts here. I like to keep sharing my dream with you. No, I'm not ready for this to end. The crowd hushes when I grab their attention. I set my drink aside and step up to them. The funplex was my dream. I came to see that in time. A wonderful place where friends could have fun together away from their troubles and cares. I want to keep sharing that dream with you. There's only one way to make that a reality. We open our own arcade. Everyone in this room loved the funplex and misses it dearly. We'll always miss Francine, but in honor of what we lost, we need to keep fighting. I'm ready. Are you? Who will help me start a new dream? I'd be honored to join your dream, Cora. The funplex saved me in a lot of ways. I won't let it go so easily. I'd love to join you. Faced with the prospect of spending my remaining days at home or in some other arcade, I'm absolutely in favor of love. Stop talking about your remaining days. Were you here when he went to the hospital? He has a heart condition. And he had a heart attack on the floor and it was horrible. I may be a mere customer, but my heart's called the funplex home, and it'll call your new arcade home as well. I know. It's what killed his little sister died when she was young with a heart condition. I know. I feel so bad for him. But he's okay. He survives. As long as you befriend him, he survives. You've got my thanks, both of you. Okay, this is no longer a weak intervention, people. Now it's a conspiracy.
Victor conspiracy.
Ashley, I am in love with you. It's a wake to revenge conspiracy. Sure, why not? We settle down around the table, a nice round one, to discuss it further. I'm leading the show, but I don't take the spotlight. Not this time. We all have to work together to make this dream a reality. This is it. Okay. Who we need to bond? We need to bond with Ashley. We need to bond with Gavin. The next few decisions are going to be critical in shaping the future I have in my mind's eye. I'll need to choose very, very carefully because there are no take-backsies. Iris is looking for spaces we can use, but we're going to need money, obviously, in arcades or risky startups. I could always respond to when the many Nigerian princes emailing me amazing offers, but I'm thinking more traditional funding is safer. The way I see it, there's 4 people here who could fit the bill to get us off the ground. Hamza, You've got a tangled web of connections in the industry, access games, plenty of cash, and a freewheeling whimsy to spend it.
Hamza must consider this.
Hamza is a man of resources indeed. Percy, you've been building a charity war chest for when you pass. I know the arcade is a sound investment and hardly a charity, but you promised me Mr. Moopy would always have a home. If I can restore that home, I'm game, love. Oh, I liked when he calls us love. It's so cute. Percy's dreamy. Like, I love him. Ben and Matt, you know how to run a small business. You've got invaluable knowledge and resources we can draw from if you're willing to dip a toe in this industry. We have been looking for new horizons to conquer, new lands to
There
explore.
would be caveats,
Terms,
conditions,
exemptions,
rules,
guidelines,
best practices.
worst practices.
That's not a thing.
Oh. Hamza would likewise have conditions. As would I.
Understandable, of course. Let me hear your thoughts, then I'll decide. Decision 1. Funding and direction. In order for me to back your play, Hamza will require you to strike the very heart of Dekonami's empire and open a family restaurant alongside your arcade. Take from him the very business he adores so much. We don't know the first thing about running a restaurant. They absolutely are. Right under my chair because my feet don't touch the floor because I am very tiny. Thankfully, your business partner does. I own several restaurants. I can provide staffing and resources.
No risk, no reward.
Now, this is a risky play, but if it succeeds, the rewards shall be tremendous. Actually, that's similar to what Matt and I had in mind. Oh yes, but rather than a restaurant, well, we'd like to open a barcade. I've always wanted to run a bar. I'd raise a glass to that idea. After all, sometimes you want to go where everyone knows your name. And they're always glad you came. Now, it wouldn't be nearly as large scale as a family restaurant. Much safer. Not quite as profitable, but still quite tidy. Honestly, if you simply ran a video arcade and nothing more. Adding on extras seems like a recipe for failure. We know how to operate a simple small-scale arcade, so why not stick with our strengths? I'll grant it has a lower ceiling for success than the others, but just an arcade and won't pull in anyone looking for more. Low risk, low reward. But I'd say that'd be my condition. You need to stick to the basics. So, take the big gamble and family restaurant, or maybe a little cozy barcade, or just go with the classic video arcade. The decision is going to affect the entire direction of the new venture. What do I want? What is my dream? Okay, well, I mean, I love you, Percy. I love you to bitsies. But I wanna go. I want fucking revenge on Dekonami, because fuck that guy. Ben and Matt, I love you to bits, and we'll actually get to see you in the next game, so I don't feel too bad about it. But I feel like a barcade isn't necessarily the right move. Like, I want it to be a family location. And what better family location than a family restaurant with my boy, Hamza. Hamza, let's steal Deko's restaurant business. Hamza, I think we can do business. We'll make a combination arcade and family restaurant. Of course! I mean, what else was I gonna do? My secret Hamza route. Such is the iron will of Hamza. You will not regret this. A bit disappointing, but we'd still be happy to lend a hand where we can. Absolutely. Having Mr. Moopy available for families to enjoy would be nice, actually. I love its little chain. Do you see the little chain? It's very cute. I had to, of course. Okay, the second thing we need to talk about is what sort of games we want to focus on. Funplex did a little bit of everything, and we will too. We want to include all gamers. But we can also highlight one style of play or another, really provide the best in-class gaming for a specific audience. Any thoughts? Decision number 2, game focus.
Sweet.
Retro games. It's got to be all about retro games. You know I'm capable of keeping those old retro games in tip-top shape. If we focus on retro games, we could serve the audience that Deko's completely ignoring.
As would I.
Or Alt King, absolutely. I would agree with Miss Fairchild. Retro games are an untapped market. I'll grant it won't pull as much profit, but we know the gamers are seeking them. We don't have to make all the money, just enough to keep our pure and untainted dream afloat. We can do that with a well-curated retro game library.
Nope, no way.
Retro's cool and all, but let's talk about esports games. They'll draw money better than jamming a magnet up your ass and dragging you through Fort Knox. Get a couple of good fighters, more than one FOD, some race and dance games and stuff where folks can compete head to head, and we're golden. I have to agree with Queen Bee. You can play retro games on emulators and consoles, but you can't duplicate the community experience of an arcade at home. If we had an esports focus, we could build something together which works as a second home for all sorts of gamers. I think you know what I'm going to suggest. Redemption and prize games. They provide excellent profits. It's the core of Deko's business model, yes, but I think if we focus on those games, we can do them right. No predatory pricings, no scams or ripoffs. And the truth is, most people enjoy them, from kids wanting to win the big prize to wistful adults recapturing their childhood dream of playing skee-ball on the boardwalk. I think we gotta do it. I think we have to go with these two.
Yes!
They're simple to play and most of all fun. If they're done right, we can make meaningful memories for everyone. And prizes. Did I mention prizes? We can stock the shelves with the coolest prize around. Better than Deco's prize would fall apart after 2 minutes after you get them. Which matches my ideal arcade more? We have all three, sure, but do we emphasize retro games, esports, or prize games? If I was just playing this normally, I would probably pick retro games. Just because that's a fun little niche, but I'm hoping this will give me some like friendship points with Gavin and Ashley, who are my two lowest on the thing. So yeah, we can do prize games the right way. Let's show the world that Deco's price gouging games are a thing of the past and make well-balanced prize game system. There we go. I shall do my best to support a healthy game economy and keep the kids happy. Don't forget about those sweet, sweet prizes, Gavin. Thanks for believing us, Cora. It's gonna be great. Okay, and then I think... Okay, everyone's pretty much as even as I could possibly get. I like having everyone high. Okay, so that's money and games, so let's go beyond what we already have at the Funplex. Let's really make this something special. Decision 3, new projects. I want a defining feature for our arcade, one that will make it stand out, something no one else is doing, something no one's even thought of before. All ideas on the table. If it was too outlandish for the Funplex, it's not too outlandish for me. Show me what you got. Well, I mean, I'm not really a part of this, but come on, you're my best friend and 100% part of this. I couldn't be here in the moment if it wasn't for you. Go on, Juniper, what's your idea? Branding. I'm freelancing now, which means I could come on board as your personal brand manager. One heck of a consulting gig. An arcade really needs stellar image management to stand out from the rest, like the event poster I made for you.
What if?
Oh, hey Juniper, I could add to that. What if we work together? I was thinking of designing a new mascot costume anyway, but I can collaborate and coordinate with you and how it'll tie into the visual for the rest of the arcade.
Yes!
Yeah, it's a winning combination. Ashley and I could do great work together coming up with some really stellar branding and marketing. We'll stand out in a crowd. Hell, I know exactly what's the sort of project I want us to do, streamer support. Assembling and packing away my streamer rig each day is ridiculous. And duct taping a webcam in front of the screen is a lousy hack. If I could just step right up to a game and, I don't know, swipe a card or something and be streaming with a direct feed in seconds, well, I can think of a dozen streamer who just flock to our place to get a piece of that.
Yeah!
Actually, I think I know how we could do that. I could rig up a general purpose daughter board which plays man in the middle with video game feed, works RFID reader to get a streamer's info, ties in the central video encoder on the Wi-Fi network. Yeah, I can make that happen without damaging any classic hardware. Once more in English players, I know software, not hardware. We stick a thingy in the thingy and everything works just fine. She's just, you know, it's just like that. I'm sure there's some legal and copyright issues to tackle, but if we can do that, we could be the world's first streaming arcade. In English, please. I was thinking, well, if the reason why older games are considered a dead end is they don't work with the ticket game ecosystem, why not add a ticket output to normal games? We could reward skilled players with prize tickets based on their high scores or on speed of completion. With the right balancing, we can make old games just as desirable as new ones.
Perhaps.
As Naomi said, there may be legal hurdles to clear, but I'm in favor of this idea. It's not that I love prize games, I find them boring personally. You know I favor pinball, but profit is the lifeblood of arcade and prize games are profitable. If you get a movie producing tickets, well, that's something no one's ever done before. Interesting. But as much as I love to do all three, I doubt we have the money or time for that. Let's focus on one project to launch our arcade with. Do we really want to have good branding, streamer support, or retrofit tickets on older games? Huh. I don't know. What do you think? It's like, I mean, we could have cute branding. I mean, it'd be cute to have, like, you know, streaming straight from the arcade. Or, you know, we get lots of money with the tickets to be able to, you know, build other projects as well. That's true. Let's do with branding. She's our girl. She's so freaking cute. You can do a secret route with her. You can do if you choose the right choices, you get to unlock her romance as well. I know. We need to stand out from the pack. That means strong graphic design and a great mascot. Can't think of anyone better suited than Juniper and Ashley. Yeah, you won't regret this, Cora. I've got ideas. I'll make the ultimate cosplay. My masterpiece. My Mona Lisa. Just you wait and see. One more thing. Final decision, the name. If this is gonna be my baby, my dream arcade, I've got a name already for it in mind. So, barring any objections, I'd like to welcome you all to... I think we should just go with the standard. Arcade Spirits, name of the game. That's the name of the game. Arcade Spirits, is that right? That works. Arcade Spirits. Let's call it Arcade Spirits. Arcade Spirits. I like that. I can work with that. Let's hear it for Arcade Spirits. Our home lives again. How exciting. Fuck yeah. A toast then? One by one, everyone raises their glasses. I fetch my room temperature drink and raise mine high in turn. For those we lost and those we're yet to meet. For Arcade Spirits and the future. Click. Slancha. For Arcade Spirits. Losing everything and then getting it all back and then some. It's been a roller coaster of a week, to be sure. But I can't rest now. Absolutely not. I need to take charge of this project and my life in general. I have to do it for them. I have to do for them what Francine did for us. That's okay. I'm ready. I'm willing. And this is our time. Time of Arcade Spirits. You've cleared level 6 of Arcade Spirits. A winner is you. Now, let's see your score. You've proved to be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate soul. Also, you scored 18,300 points. Woohoo! Shops in the volcano-devastated city of Pompeii bear the characteristics of a pizzeria. That's a neat, if a bit depressing, pizza fact just for you. Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 7? I do. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. We have 2 chapters left of Arcade Spirits, and then the sequel, which is a totally, new game with new characters with some references. But yeah, we will see how our new business venture awaits. And yes, thank you so much for joining me. Arcade Spirits! Yes, it's so good. But yes, thank you so much for joining. Showtime, you can go find, love you too. You can find Arcade Spirits on itch.io and Steam. Also, all of my old playthroughs are VOD'd on YouTube. And yeah, we will leave it off there for today. Woohoo! Love you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, we'll end it off here. All right, goodbye. Bye, love you.